Hey everybody, Scott here for the Helix channel and the HX Stomp. It is Wednesday, and I was talking about doing a Name That Riff yesterday, but then I thought, since I'm just giving these things away anyway, why do any contests at the moment? I'm just gonna make some more Freesets for everyone. And today's Freeset, it's called Octoberfest, because it's a German and it's stacked overdrives. So this is a German amp model, 2 overdrives in front of it. Octoberfest. Enjoy. Here we are at the HX Stomp. I've got my usual gate, my usual input Z, whatever the hell that means. The stacked overdrives are the Kinky Boost and the Compulsive Drive. Now we've got 3 snapshots, low gain, medium gain, and then solo. On the low gain, it's thusly on the Kinky Boost, and then the medium stays the same, and then the solo goes up. Because with this particular amp model, it can get a little bit too spongy when you add too much gain to the input. So I'm not really boosting a ton of that. On the compulsive drive, when we go from the first snapshot to the second, now you see what happens. Same kind of vibe. And the amp model is the German Ubersonic, which is, you know, the reason for the name. And its gains change from there's the medium and there's the solo. Good stuff. And it is set thusly. The master goes up on each one of the snapshots. And since this amp gets a little bit darker, the more gain you put on it, I've turned up the ripple as well when you get to the solo, because it gives a little bit of top end. And then the bias also increases as we go. It's one of my staples for creating a cool boost sound, increasing the bias, increasing the master. Sometimes the drive. You don't necessarily have to increase the drive though. And then I'm also increasing over here on the output. When you get to the third snapshot, it bumps it up. So what else is happening here? We've got my usual IR. And it's just doing its thing. Now, the 10-band graphic is set the same on all the snapshots, and it only really pulls out some bottom end and some mid-range. That's it. Just there to even things out the way that I like to hear an amp. And then I'm using an interesting reverb today, the double tank. And it's not my usual, but I really like the sound of it in small amounts. If you look at the amount on the first 2 snapshots, it's fairly modest. 18% mix is pretty low. And then I've set the low cut and the high cut accordingly. Now, when we get to the solo, it bumps up a bit. So we get a little bit more of the modulation, you can see, and a little bit more of the mix, and the rate goes up. Would you like to hear it? There you have it, everybody. Another fun Freeset for you. Freeset Wednesday. Why not? And I just like going out of my comfort zone with different amp models that I'm not used to using. I remember using the whatever this one is. What the hell is it? The German Ubersonic, which I think is the Uberschall by Bogner. And when I first got the Helix, but then I moved on to other favorites, the the 2204 Marshall, 2204 Mod. As far as the crunchy amps go, I kind of stuck with about 5, and this one sort of fell by the wayside, along with the PV Panama, which I think I might come back with tomorrow and make something fun with the PV Panama, because I haven't done that in a long time. And why not? It's been a while. Let's bring it back. I know some people that like it. Mrs. Smith uses the PV Panama. Kick-ass. Ooh, shred monster. From New York City. Now, this uses my custom IR, so just drop me a line. I will send it to you over the weekend, along with the rest of the week's free sets, starting with yesterday's, which was the Brass and Pocket. Fun recreation of that tone. I'm going to do some more recreations this week as well. So, stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. I got plenty to give. You know what I'm saying? And I ordered, there's a G system on the way. I'm getting a little crazy. I don't know what I'm thinking. But I'm going to pair it with the Blue Guitar Amp 1. I'm going to be getting rid of the HX effects, because I'm just not using it. And if anybody wants an HX effects, it's going to go pretty cheap, about $350. So let me know. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow. And until then, rock on.